So this is going to be one of the most detailed and well structured 1688 importation training you will ever watch on YouTube. So I'm not going to waste much of your time because I don't like people wasting my time as well. So quickly I'm going to tell you what you need, and what we learn, then we jump right into the app and start performing the magic. So basically what you are going to need is that you are going to need 1688 app, phone number, translation app, because the app we are going to be using is the Chinese app. Then you are going to need the shipping company, which I'm going to tell you how you can get. Then you are going to need a debit card, which can be a virtual debit card or a bank card. And obviously, if your card do not have money, it's not going to go through. So you are going to need money. And then here's what you are going to learn. You are going to learn how you can download the app, how you can register on the app, how you can translate the app, how you can navigate the app, how you can get and add shipping company address to your app, how to find products, how to chat with supplier, how to get supplier contacts, how to pay for your products. So if that sounds interesting to you, what you want to do right now is to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. So let's jump right into business. Alright, so the first thing to do, whether you are using iPhone or Android, is to go to Play Store or App Store and search for 1688. If you are not able to find it on App Store or Play Store, I'm going to leave a video in the description of this video. You can just watch that video. That is the old method of doing it. So once you search for 1688, so you are going to see it right here. So you just want to go ahead and click on it. In my own case, I've already installed it, so you want to install it. So once you install it, you want to open it. Now once you open it, this is how the interface is going to look like. So what happened is that initially 1688 was built to serve the Chinese market, but now they are trying to serve the international market, just like Alibaba and Made in China and the rest. They are trying to translate most of the app, although you are still going to need to translate some part of the app, but it's not like before again. So most of the things are already translated. So once you get here, the next thing you want to do now, after you download the app, is to register for an account. Now there's different way to register for an account. So for you to register for an account, you want to come here where you see me. So you want to click on that. So once you click on that, it's going to redirect you to this interface. You can see that we have different options to work with here. We have Google, we have Facebook, we have password, and we have Taoba. And when you click on all this all below, we have another one which is called Alipay. But the one we are going to be using in this video is going to be Gmail. You can also enter your phone number. That is why I say you need phone number in the beginning of this video. You can enter your phone number here. They are going to send you an OTP, so you just enter the OTP. So basically we are going to use Gmail. So I'm just going to click on my Gmail. I'm going to click on agree. Alright, so it's going to pop up and it's going to show me different emails. So I'm just going to use one of the email here. So register for an account. So once I do that, it's going to pop this up and I will click on continue. So once I do that, it's going to load up and officially I'm in. So you have successfully registered for 1688 account. So the next thing now is that how do you translate the app? Although most part of the app is already English, but you still need to translate some parts. For example, if I click any of these products and I click to go inside the app and I scroll down a little bit, right here you can see at this part, this review part is not yet translated. They are not start translating the review. And one of the things you want to make sure when you are buying is to make sure that to read the review. So how will you translate the review? There are different ways to do it, but most of them are paid. But the one that is free and most effective is Google Translate app. So what you want to do again is to go ahead and download the translation app. So I'm going to come to my Play Store again and I'm going to click search for Google Translate. Once I do that, I'm going to click on it, and right now you can see that I've already installed it. It's asking me to update, so I'm just going to update it. In your case, you are going to install it. So once it's fully installed or it's fully updated, in my own case, I'm just going to click on open. So at this point, what you want to do is that anytime you want to translate, you go to the app right here. For example, let me translate these 2 reviews. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a screenshot of this. Once I take the screenshot, I'm going to go to this Google Translate app. Now, when you get on this app for the first time, it's not going to be like this. So there's 2 things to set if it's not set by default. So the first thing is this part, and the second one is this part. So you want to make sure that you choose Chinese
While this part, you want to make sure that you choose English. If I click here now, there's many options to choose from. Just choose Chinese simplified. Then on the other side, you want to choose English. As you can see right here, choose English. So that means you are telling the app that anytime I give you Chinese, help me to translate it to English. So once you do that, you want to click on this lens icon right here, this lens icon. Then that is, you want to pick a picture. You want to Google to translate a picture for you. So once I do that, I'm just going to click on that circle. Then I'm going to click on the screenshot I just took. Now you can see that it has translated for me. If by any means you could not read what is inside, you can actually zoom in and see it very well and read it. So that is the best way you can translate. There's other way as well, but this is the best way to translate. So any part you see in Chinese, you can just easily take a screenshot and come back here and translate. So we're going to go back to the 1688 app now. Once you know how to translate the app, the next thing you want to make sure to do is to learn how to navigate the app. So we're just going to go back to the home page, and right here you can see some icon down here. So this icon is a messaging icon. So if you message your supplier and your supplier reply or something like that, that is where you are going to see it. This, as you can see, is a cart. When you add anything to cart, that is where you are going to see it. This is your profile. So that is where you can do your changes, add shipping address, and all those kind of things. So in most cases, we are going to be spending time on this me, which is the profile. So under this your profile, you can see that most of the thing here is already translated. You have to pay. So what happens is that anytime you have an order and you want to buy something, you go to checkout and you do not pay, you are going to see it right here. Now anytime you buy but they are yet to ship it, you are going to see it here, which is to ship. Anytime they ship, you are yet to receive it, you are going to see it there. Anytime you receive, you have not given review yet, you are going to see it to review. Then anytime you request for a refund, that is where you are going to see it. So I think that is self-explanatory. Then under here you can see other things like overseas ship, help, and all those things. So all this thing is self-explanatory. So right here you can see this setting. So you want to click on it. So under this setting, this is where you are going to see different things like account switch, address, account security, payment setting, privacy, country. So you can see that the country is saying global. You can come here and change it to Nigeria. If you are from Nigeria, change it to Nigeria. If you are from Ghana, you can change it to Ghana. In my own case, I can say I want to change it to Nigeria because Nigeria is there. So once I do that, I just come back. Another thing you can also change here is the language. As you can see here, you can see that by default the language is English. In your own case, if the language is not selected as English, you can actually select it. That way it's easier for you to navigate the app. Another thing is the currency. Right now is on GBP. You can actually change it to USD or other currency. So you can see USD here. There's Naira as well, so you can change it to Naira. So you can change it to either Naira, you can change it to USD. Although the Naira is not always accurate, so I would prefer to change it to USD this way. So once I change the currency to USD, there's other thing as well here. You can see the notification setting, the network, and all those things. Most of the time you are not going to need any of this. Now once you know how to navigate the app, which is, as I said, self-explanatory, but if let's say I go back to the home page, on this home page you can see there's some stuff at the top here, which you can show to. We have categories as well, so it's already translated, so you should be able to read it and understand what all this thing is all about. The payment service, user guide, help center, oversee, all those kind of things. Then on the home page is where you are going to see products, and you can see the products they recommend based on maybe what you are looking for on the app, or maybe as a new user, this is what you are going to see. So once you are know how to navigate the app, which we are going to talk maybe more about later when we want to maybe buy or something, but now you know how to navigate the app, the next thing is to actually add shipping address to your account. Now I've already covered this in one of my videos, but I'm just going to show you how to do it. So once you click on me, you click on this setting at the top that we clicked earlier. Then you click on this second option, which is the address management. Now under this address management, this is where you can put your address. You can either put Nigeria address or your Chinese warehouse address, like your Chinese shipping company address. So right now they can actually ship your goods to Nigeria. So once you get here, you want to click on this button down here which say new receiving address. Click on it, After you click on it, you want to click on this. You can see these two options here. We have this option here. We have another option here. So if you have a Chinese shipping address, you want to leave it at this first one. If you want to add the Chinese shipping address, you want to leave it here. However, if you want to add maybe your Nigeria address, you want to put it here. You get the point. So right now, I'm just going to act as if I want to add my Nigeria address. So I'm just going to click on here. Then once I click here, you can see like below here, it said, please select. So right here, this is where you want to select whatever you want to select, which is your country. So I'm just going to click on that. And once I click on that, you can see the country that it presents. You can see Turkey, you can see Philippines, you can see Ghana, Brazil, Nigeria, and the rest. So if you want to ship to Nigeria, you can choose Nigeria. Then it's going to ask you to choose the state. You can choose your state. It's going to ask you to choose your local government. You can choose your local government as well. You click on confirm. Then you can now go ahead and add your normal Nigeria address here. But in most cases, I prefer to ship to Chinese warehouse, so I'm just going to put it at this Chinese. And I'm going to put a Chinese warehouse here. Okay, the way to put Chinese warehouse here, it's quite straightforward. So what you want to do is that you want to come to this blank page. Let me show you. This entire page is where you can input whatever I want to input. So what I'm going to do is I've already copied the address, so I'm just going to paste it. So this is going to be the address that your shipping company give you. You get. So now I'm just going to click on this auto filling. You can see right here, this auto filling. Right. So click on it, and what it's going to do is that it's going to automatically fill all this address. You can see that this thing now have changed. You can see the phone number, the region have changed from the Nigeria I selected earlier. The address itself have changed, and a lot of things as well. So once you put all these things, you just want to come down here and click on save. So what it's going to do now is that you're going to save this address automatically. So anytime you want to order, it's just going to use this as your address. If you have multiple addresses, it's going to ask you to select the one you want to use. So basically, that is how you can actually add address to your 1688 app. Now, once you add the address, the next thing you want to do is to actually start buying products. Now, there's different way you can find products on 1688. You can come to this empty box and type whatever product you want to buy. You can either type it in English or in Chinese, but the one I like to use is this this lens icon. So what this help you to do is that you just give the app an image of the product, and what it's going to do is that you're going to go ahead and use that image to find other image that look like the image. I hope you get the point. Like, you give the app an image, then it's going to use that image to find the similar product that look like that image. So now I can just click on the camera. Since this is the first time you are using the app, it's going to ask you to give permission. So you want to give permission by clicking here. But if you don't understand anything you see on the app, this app at this point, you just want to use the formula that we use to translate it and screenshot it, take it to Google Translator and translate it. You will understand what they are trying to say. So I'm just going to click on allow. I'm going to click allow while using this app. Then what it's going to do now is that I'm going to give him an image to work with. Okay, so I've selected the image I want to select. So you can see that what it does now is I just go ahead and search for that product. Now once you get there, like, you are going to see hundreds if not thousands of products. What you want to do is that there are different ways to go around this. You can leave it like this and just look for the supplier you want to work with. Now some of the things I'm teaching you is something I just teach inside my paid course, but I just have to give you for free so that you understand what we are trying to do here. So there's different ways to know which supplier to choose, especially in a scenario like this. Maybe you want to resell and you want to work long time. Like, it's not something that you want to use now and forget about it later. You want high quality products at the same time at reasonable price, not the lowest. I don't usually go for the lowest price anyway. So there's different thing I look out for. I look out for the price, but the price is the last thing I look out for. You get the point. That is, maybe I've gotten like 5 different suppliers after using the other filter. Then I will now narrow it down to the last 5. Then I will now narrow it down to the one that have the best price. So you look at the price. As you can see here, this price now is this is 4.8 yuan. The other thing I look for is the review. You can see the review here. This one is 5-star review. Another thing I look for is the amount of products sold. You can see that this one, it says 5,000 sold. And you can also look for badges like this, which is says certified merchant. You get the point. So there's different way to go around this. But if I have to buy from this product, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to look at this supplier, and you might be asking, why do I want to look for this supplier instead of the other one? The reason why I want to look for this supplier is because it has the highest number of sold item. You can see that it has over 143k sold, while this one adds 5k, this other one has 38k. You get the point. You can see that the price of this supplier is even higher than this upper one. That is why I say last price is the last thing I look out for. So I will go for this supplier, not like entirely go for it, but it's going to be on my list. This particular supplier is going to be the top one supplier on my list. Then another that I'm going to go is that I'm going to see this one that has 38k and also has a 4.9 star rating. I'm going to put this as the second. Then I'm going to go ahead and continue my research. I'm going to see if I can find anything reasonable. Can I find this other one as well? This other one, you can see I find this one as well, which has a 4.8 star. It has sold over 100k, so I'm going to use it. So that is the way I select my supplier. Another way you can also source your supplier, you can see that if you check the top here, you can say recommended, but beside it you can say top sales. So what I like to do is that I like to source it by top sales. Sometimes this is not always accurate, but I still try it anyway. So I click on this top sales. So what this one does is that it's going to source all the supplier that we see here so far, and it's going to take the one that have the highest number of sales to the top, then the one that have the lowest number of sales to the bottom. You can see from what we are already seeing here that this particular supplier now has the highest number of sales. You get, he has over 400k sales, and he also have 4.9 star rating. Another thing I look out for, which is why I do my research on desktop, is repurchase rate, and it's also called return rate. So the way the return rate or the repurchase rate work is that anybody that buy from the supplier and come back to buy again, that means the person have good experience with the supplier. Either the supplier have a good customer service, or the supplier have the best price, or the supplier have the best quality. So I usually look at the top sales supplier. If the top sales has, let's say, 30% repurchase rate, and I see something like this other supplier, like this other one, which has over 300k sales, and this one has, let's say, 70, or let's just say 55% repurchase rate, while this one have 30. What I usually go is that I'm going to go with this second one. Although this one have the highest number of sales, but this other one has high repurchase rate. It means that people have good experience, they buy and come back to buy again. So that is another stuff to look out for. But I've not been able to find it on mobile. I think it should be on mobile, because I don't use the mobile app that much. I source my product on desktop. So that's another thing. So basically that is how you can source product. And there's another one here called price. If you want to source it by price, at the top here, there's another one here called price. So what this price does is that it's filtered from the highest or from the lowest, depends on where you put it. So if I click on it right now, so you can see that it tried to source the product from the highest, although this one is not accurate because I think there's other supplier that has higher price. Let me just click on it again. Okay, so it sourced the first one, it sourced the price from the lowest, but even though it sources from the lowest, not accurate. But now it sourced the price from the highest. You can see the highest price there is 108, then followed by 60 yuan, then 59 yuan, then 69. You can see that 68 is under 59, but that is not how it's supposed to be. That is why I say this thing is not accurate sometimes. You can see right here that this one is 52, this one is 6.2. Then we have another which is 27 here, but technically this 27 was supposed to be at the top. You get the point? Like this 27 was supposed to be at the top, above this particular one. So sometimes this filter is not usually accurate, but you get the idea. Those are the three different ways you can source for the products. So we have talked about how to find products on the app. Now we are going to talk about how you can chart supplier. Let's say, let me come back to the top sales again. Let's say I want to talk to this supplier. Another thing I forget to mention is that always try to read review, because you want to know what people are saying in the review. So you come here and you can see that this person have 58% positive rating. So you come here, screenshot it, read the review, know what they are saying. So let's say I want to chat with this supplier, which is what we are currently discussing now. You can click here. You are going to see a button down here which is 247. Sometimes it might not be 247, but you are going to the icon is always the same anyway. So I'm just going to click on it. So now what you can do is I'm just going to redirect me to the supplier. Now I can just come here and type message to the supplier. But what I like to do when I want to chat with supplier is that I like to chat with them in Chinese, not in English, because when you chat with them in English, they quickly detect that okay, you are not a Chinese. And sometimes this supplier, they are very cunning. That is what I can say. So if they know that you are not a Chinese, they might trick you, and and you are new, they might trick you, scam you. Even some of them that their page look like this, they have some stuff that can scam you. You get the point. So although chatting with them with English does not automatically mean that they are going to scam you, but at least when you chat with them in Chinese, it's just going to differentiate you, like okay, this is our people, like it talk to us in Chinese, so it means that it's from Chinese. Even though sometimes they know that okay, you're probably using Google Translate. Obviously you don't know how to speak Chinese or type Chinese, so the best way to go about it is to still use Google Translate. So I'm going to come back to Google Translate. Go back. What I'm going to do is that right here at this middle, you want to switch it. So you just want to click that middle. Click on it. So what it does is that it now takes the English first, then the Chinese later. So you are trying to tell the app that okay, now I want to give you English, help me to translate it to Chinese. So what I can ask supplier is that how many units by carton, or how many kg per unit, something like that. So once you give me the translation, I'm just going to click on it here. So I'm going to click on it to copy it. Copy. So now I'm just going to go back to the app and just paste it here. Then I can click on send, and when they reply, you are going to see it down here under this message. So that is how you can chat with the supplier. So if I click it now, there's nothing here. If I click on my other account, you are going to see some messages, because I've been using the account for a while. But this one, that we just register it and we have not actually talked with any supplier or something like that. So, but this is where you can access your messages and talk to your supplier. Now, another thing is that you can actually get your supplier contact. Now, the best way to get your supplier contact is to request for it. Although you don't necessarily need to actually get your supplier contact. You can always chat with them on the app, but it kind of give you advantage sometimes. If you quickly want to reach out to them, you can actually reach out to them. Some of them are on WhatsApp, but most of them you are going to find them on WeChat. So you might need to register for WeChat, download the app, register and verify the app as well. So, but for you to get their supplier contact, you can easily, just like what we just do, you can actually message them from here and tell them that they should send you you need their contact, maybe WhatsApp or WeChat or something like that. They are going to send it to you. Do that multiple times before. Although you can still find it on their profile, but it's easier to just send a message and get it, because sometimes the one on their profile is not that updated. It might be the outdated phone number or the outdated contact. So that is how you can get your supplier contact. Now the next thing is how you can pay your supplier, which is the last thing we're going to discuss. And so far, if you are enjoying this video, you might actually find my course very useful, which is the ESS program. So in the program, I talks about how you can start mini importation business and run it as a business, like buy, sell. Not only did I show you how to use 1688 on the app, I show you how to find products, sell it, build page, and everything A to Z. On everything you need to go from beginner, for someone who don't know anything about the business, to someone who is making reasonable amount of money from the business. So if you want to learn more from me, you can check that course. It's well detailed, just like what you are watching here, like step by step. So let's assume that I want to buy from this person. What you are going to do is I want to click on this button that you can see down here, which is order now. So once you click on order now, it's going to ask you to select from the option. If the supplier have multiple options to choose from, like 10, 20, you have to select from it. And okay, now we are not allowed to buy from this particular supplier. Say inquiry. So this is not the supplier I want to easy to work with. So okay, so let me look for another product. Let's say I want to buy this wash. Click on buy. I'm going to click on order. Okay, you can see that this one you can buy directly, you don't need to make inquiry. I guess the reason why you have to make inquiry for the first one is shoes. So I think it makes more sense that okay, you want to buy maybe a shoe or something. But I don't usually, I'm not into those kind of business. So let's say you want to buy this, and one of the things you want to look out for before you buy from any supplier is that there's what they call MOQ, which is the minimum order quantity. So for example now, the MOQ for this supplier I think is 10. So let me screenshot it and show you. But it's saying anything above 50 is let me see, let's go back to the page. So I'm going to click on order. Let me just add one if I'll be able to order it. Okay, you can see that I cannot buy one. You can see that this buy now button is gray. So it means that I can only buy 50 pieces. Let me screenshot it and show you. You can see from here. It says select 49 more to place order. So it means that the minimum quantity for this particular product now is 50. So that is another thing you want to look out for when you want to buy. So now we want to look for a supplier that can sell us 1 unit. Let's go back to the home page. Okay, let's say I want to buy this product. So I'm just going to click on add. Add one to cart. Okay, you can see that this one we can actually buy one. It says shipping selected at checkout. Once you add product to cart, what you want to do is to click on this buy now. There's different way you can pay. You can pay with your card, you can pay with what they call Alipay. So right here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select the address. If you have multiple address, you can actually click on the address. Then you are going to see another address below it. So you want to click on the one you want to send it to. So you want to show down. I'm going to check this one. It says hide the recipient phone number. So you don't need to. If you want to hide it, you can go ahead and hide it. Well, I don't think it's necessary. So what you want to do now is to click on submit order. When you click on submit order, it does not automatically mean that you have paid. It just means that you have checked out. Like you have had the product to cart and about to pay. You get the point. So once you get to this stage, you have different options to pay with. You can pay with your card. What I usually use, I use Grey Virtual Card. But I found out that the card is not that reliable. Like paying with card is not that reliable because after you make few payments, they are going to tell you that okay, you cannot use the option again. So I usually use this option, which is Alipay. You can see that it's gray, but on my main account, it's something that I've added, so it's not gray. So another way you can pay is to pay through Google Pay. So if you are using Android, you can pay through Google Pay. I don't know about iPhone because I don't usually do something like this on iPhone. But the easiest and the fastest part is either Google Pay if you already have card linked to your Google Pay account, or you use your credit card. So once you do that, you just come here and click on pay. I'll be able to redirect, and if they accept your payment, they are going to tell you they accept your payment. If they do not accept your payment, they tell you they do not accept your payment and all that. So basically, once you pay, the next thing is for them to ship it. Once they ship it, they will ship it to your Chinese warehouse. But if you want to ship it to Nigeria, you can see right here that under Nigeria, you can see that there's Speedify Express here. You get, so they are going to send it to Speedify. You can see that the estimate arriving date for the air shipping is 90 to 25 days, which is not actually bad. But this starts with from 22 yuan. So the minimum you can ship, like the minimum is they are going to charge you 22 yuan. And they also have another which is called economy consolidation C. So if you don't know what consolidation is all about, is when you buy from multiple supplier and you take it to the warehouse and they help you to pack it in one place and ship it as one. So that is what they call consolidation. So you can see that with this one, you actually pay 2007 per kg. Initially, they are not supposed to charge you by kg. They are supposed to charge you by CBN. But I just believe that is how they position it. So if you buy 10 kg, it means that you are going to be paying about 27,000, which is not bad. But I prefer to pay using CBN because it's kind of cheaper. For example, if I'm to use this calculation now, 2007, let's say a kg is 2007 and I have to ship 400 kg. Okay, that is about 1.1,080,000. I think it's reasonable anyway. Because the reason why I'm doing that is because I recently shipped about 400 kg goods with Chris Wickman, and I think the whole thing cost me about 1,160,000 thereabouts. So if they charge this amount for kg, I think it's still reasonable to some extent. Depends on how heavy your item is, but I prefer that they charge CBM, because CBM they are going to calculate based on the space the item occupy, but kg they are going to calculate based on the weight of the item. So if you are dealing with something that's heavyweight, it might become expensive, but you get the idea. So basically we have covered everything that we need to cover on this program. I said earlier, this is going to be one of the best 1688 training that you ever watch on YouTube, and I think I fulfilled that promise. If not, just let me know in the comment section. Maybe I'm overhyping myself, but this is one of the lessons that I always keep for my paid students in my course. And if you want to get access to my course, it's called ESS. I talk about how you can make money with e-commerce business. So after you buy from the supplier, now what next? Unless you are using it for personal use, is to sell and make money. Sell it, make money, make good profit. So that is what I teach in the course, how you can buy everything like practical. Just like this one. This one is practical, but not in-depth practical. So basically we have covered everything: how to download the app, how to register on the app, and you have learned how to translate the app, how to navigate the app, how to get shipping company and add the shipping to your app. I did not show you how to get shipping company because it's a topic I already covered before. And if I'm to cover it, this video is already long. It's going to be longer. So I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video where you can watch video on how you can get shipping company, especially for Nigerians. And add it to your app. I'll show you how to add it to your app and how to find products. I'll show you how to find products. There are multiple ways to find products, but the one I show you, which is the image features, is the best way to find the exact product you are looking for. And also show you some trick that you can use to get the best supplier you get. So, and also show you how to chat with your supplier, and then how to get your supplier contacts, and also how to pay. So basically that is it. And if you like to learn how to run a profitable mini importation business, you can check my program, which is the ESS program I said earlier. It's going to guide you through everything you need to know, from buying to selling to delivering and everything, and how you can even calculate your profit, put your price. Like I cover a lot. If you want to learn that, you can just check the description of this video. And also, if you need a shipping address, China to Nigeria shipping address that you can use to ship your products from 1688 to Nigeria, you can check the video that is showing on your screen right now.